So when we started this podcast, there was a steadfast rule, a rule that I enforced as much as Carl enforced, as much as Pete enforced, which was no moms. We just figured it would muddy the waters. We figured it would create unfair biases. It would cause us to behave in such a way. If one of us were to ever have our mothers on the podcast, it would cause us to behave in such a way that was disingenuous to who we normally are, right? We would kind of clean up our act in order to seem presentable in front of our mothers. Well, screw that shit. As you will learn pretty quickly in this episode, I have a relatively unique relationship with my mother. Someone who requires almost no introduction because they're mentioned, like they get a lot of airtime on this podcast, even though they've never been on it. So without further ado, the inaugural podcast mother debut appearance, what have you, my mom.
Hello.
Hi.
I am so happy to be here.
And sick. So it's worth noting that you don't, like, I just don't want, if some guy in the Philippines right now is listening to this going,
yeah,
she's a lot nasalier than I.
Yeah, those Canadian women talk through their nose.
Yeah, eh?
I did have a cold. I'm fine now.
Yes.
You know.
So next week when I sound nasally. You get that
leftover nasally sound that just will not leave for a few days.
Yes.
But I'm fine, but just to be safe, I won't give you a kiss or anything.
Right. Okay.
But I am so happy to be here.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to be here. I'm not even going to mention, how long it took.
in terms of years or number of episodes?
I mean, here's the thing.
Okay, hang on a sec. What I think is amazing about the fact that you just said that is I get ripped on all the time because that's a meism.
That's a you?
Okay, here's the thing.
But you and I are a lot alike.
Yes.
And by the end of this podcast,
we're both in our 60s with a sinus infection.
Well, yeah. And by the end of this podcast, people are going to be like, "Oh, wow.
It's not his fault."
They're really alike.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder Brady's so funny and intelligent. This is Mom.
I got that from my uncle, but
which I got from him.
Right.
So it flows down.
Yeah, like shit.
So here's the thing.
Take it away.
When you have a kid who, in some form or another, develops a platform.
Okay.
Whether they be a famous actor, a singer, an author, something.
Male stripper.
Oh, there's that. Some kind of a platform. You automatically assume that you're going to be invited onto that platform in one form or another so that you get your 15 minutes for the fact that you brought them into the world.
Listen, for years, I made YouTube videos, and you were in one of those YouTube videos.
That's true.
Very briefly, you and your husband, my stepfather, played the role of unfair and cruel parents.
I forgot all about that.
Who were grounding me
that was so long ago.
After Carl pierced my nose, which is not the actual story of my nose piercing, but that's
right.
How we played it up on YouTube.
But this is more out there.
And I dropped the ball, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I just, as the person that squeezed you into this world, it shouldn't have. It shouldn't have taken this long. I've expressed interest, but that's okay. I'm here now. I don't hold grudges. We're just going to move on.
I will say
this is going to be the best hour of your life.
Before you think this is only going to take an hour, that's cute. We're 5 minutes in already. And
you're already regretting it.
Before introducing the podcast, because I haven't even done that yet. Out of the 3 hosts of this podcast, you are, even though you haven't been on the podcast until now, you've been involved in the sense that you support us on Patreon.
Absolutely.
You have listened to far more episodes than I have. And that's like factual. And you're engaged. You comment, you vote, you do all these things. Pete's mom obviously knows about the podcast. And I can't imagine has any interest of ever coming on the podcast. I don't know what Pete's mom's social media or internet savviness is like, but I've certainly never seen any interaction
That's fair.
From her, and that's fine.
Yep.
That's completely
Yep. Doesn't mean there's any less love.
Carl's mom, if you put a gun to my head and said yes or no, does Carl's mom know about the podcast? I'm not sure I would know how to answer that. I don't know. There's a very good chance that Carl's mom just straight up doesn't even know what her son gets up to.
Essentially, what you're saying is, I'm here by default.
You are to put the podcast in terms of those really creepy child beauty pageants. You are the middle-aged cougar on the sidelines in a tracksuit that is cheering on their child, and not letting them eat sugar or do any of the fun things that are, but all for the benefit of the you are Mama June to this honey boo boo.
When you're DJing locally, who's in the crowd jumping up and down saying to everybody that doesn't give a shit, "That's my kid"?
Well, Carl, and it confuses people, but that's besides the point. Hello and welcome. This is the Movie Men podcast. My name is Brady. My mom is joining me today. We are reviewing Beetlejuice. Now, we saw it separately.
I don't think you told them my name.
Not everyone wants their name.
No, you could put it out there.
Okay. This is Geraldine. Geraldine Ethel Richard III. No, this is my mom, Lisa.
Hi.
And so we saw the movie separately.
We did.
We have not, you have no idea what I thought of this film.
Nope.
I think you could guess some proximity on my excitement level for the film, my anticipation for it.
I know you well enough.
But I also don't know what you thought of it. We haven't shared that information at all. So before we get into doing our initial impressions, I think it's important to give a little bit of a disclaimer and a little bit of backstory on my exposure to and your exposure to Michael Keaton's portrayal of this role.
Absolutely.
So this film came out in 1988.
Before you were born.
I came out in 1992.
I wasn't even married.
When I came out?
When the movie came out.
Oh, okay.
Totally married when you came out.
It's just like, what a way to find out. Like,
wouldn't that be something if
you spent all these times you've called me a bastard? I thought you were just...
Wouldn't that be crazy if on this podcast that accidentally came out? That was your truth?
Or that like I was adopted? Yeah. Or that,
have you looked in the mirror?
Or that in the early 90s that, there was, it was the early 90s.
Yeah. No.
Swinging was big. We were friends with a couple of other couples, and we've never done the paternity test, but there's a chance that that Bobo the sperm clown is not actually your father.
Okay. Backtracking.
Wait, the fact that you're not willing to touch on that
I got
seems
nothing.
suspiciously
I got nothing.
like it could be a thing. Okay. So this film, we owned this on VHS.
I was trying to remember
So we had it on VHS.
how you first saw it, and
Yeah.
I figured.
Now, but here's the thing. We had it on VHS, but I don't... there's this interesting thing about your looking back at your childhood. And because for much of your life, you just see your parents as your parents. The same way, as a kid, you don't look at your teacher and think, well, this is a real human being that has
Exactly.
emotions and interests and struggles and dreams and,
I was discussing that the other day with one of my former teachers.
Yeah. And so this is a question that I've been pondering for about a week now. And I'm curious, although it sounds like with you not remembering that we had it on VHS, that's the dementia. I may not get an answer to this.
Go for it.
So we had it on VHS, but not because of me.
No.
It was not my VHS.
Well,
I mean, as did many other VHSs, I feel like there was a certain point in time
That's not
where...
necessarily true.
Really?
It's not necessarily true.
Because it was on the shelf as far back as I can remember.
I was also trying to remember that. How did it come about that you saw it, that we had it?
Like, would you have seen Beetlejuice in the theater?
I was trying to remember, did your dad and I go to the theater?
Right.
Or we were big movie renters. Everybody was.
Yeah.
That was the thing.
Hollywood North.
Yeah. Go get movies, go home.
And what was the other one? What was the name of the movie store? Is that what it's called? The movie store? What was the place that was where the party store is now?
I think it was called the movie store.
The movie store.
I could be wrong.
And then Jumbo Video, and then...
But what I'm thinking is, despite however your dad and I first saw it, I'm guessing at some point I would have taken you out to rent a video.
Right.
And you being the kid that you were, I would have thought, he's going to like this.
And this would have been, like, there's a good chance, like, with my memory of how far back we've had it, I would have been no older than 5.
You could have been 5 or 6 because you were that type of kid. And
Right.
you've mentioned this on the podcast. How,
Tremors.
my mother exposed me.
To the Green Mile.
Yeah. Which we still have to work that one out.
Oh, I can tell you exactly what happened. I was supposed to be in bed, but I didn't want to go to bed. And so I was pretending to be sick. And so
it's your fault.
the way our living room was set up as a kid is there was a TV right across from the TV. There was a 3-cushioned couch. If you're sitting on the couch looking at the TV, to the left there was an armchair. And then on the wall to the right, sort of perpendicular to the TV, there was a matching love seat. Mm-hmm. And what would happen was occasionally, if I wasn't feeling well, I assume much to the begrudgance of my father, I would be allowed to lay there and try to sleep as long as I couldn't be facing outwards and watching the TV. I had to face, these are like core memories. I had to be facing inwards to the
My core memories are different.
cushion. And so, but I would often have my head tilted just enough that I could still see whatever was on the TV.
As you're saying this, it's kind of sneaking back into my brain.
Yeah.
Snippets of remembering that.
Yeah. So anyways, all of that aside.
What I was going to say is, you were the type of kid, like I knew at age 4,
Right.
when you were age 4, that you were, how do I put this?
Into the occult? Like, what do we...
No. At age, when you were 4, I kind of thought to myself,
We'll have to have you back on the show at some point when you don't sound like the
I
crypt
know,
keeper.
my throat's dry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. I'm going to another sip of your
Okay.
wine there. That's...
It's antiseptic.
Yep.
When you were age 4, I kind of looked at you and I looked up to God and I said, boy, you better help me out with this one.
God, should I show him a movie about a poltergeist?
It's going to be a bumpy ride.
Right. Because but again, my childhood, like obviously there was lots of movies in my childhood that you would have exposed me to, things like Mrs. Doubtfire, stuff that was more that you'd get less weird looks at from people.
I call that intelligent comedy.
Right.
Because you understood intelligent comedy, because you delivered intelligent comedy and conversation when you were 4, 5, and 6.
She read that just like I wrote it. That's perfect. Thank you.
You slipped me a 20. No, it's true. And I mean, at age 5, 6, you were running around the house saying, my favorite actor is Robert Williams. Now you were saying
Robin?
Robert
Oh, okay.
instead of Robin.
Well, I was a kid.
But the fact was, that's what you were saying. That was your thing.
Right. Yeah. And what kid? Yeah. But no, my childhood, like when I think back to the movies that it was filled with, would be things like Beetlejuice, things like Tremors, things like Poltergeist, things like Nightmare Before Christmas. Like I was always kind of drawn to
Tim Burton
type things.
Stuff.
So anyways, all that aside, it's worth noting that Beetlejuice is, and especially Edward Scissorhands.
Oh gosh, yeah.
But it's worth noting that Beetlejuice is this is the second film that Tim Burton ever directed. Prior to that, he only directed one, and that was Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Which I didn't know.
Right.
Until I was doing research for
But
today.
what's impressive about this is that means that Beetlejuice, like nowadays, a film like this comes out and we as society go, oh, that film's very Tim Burton-y. Mm-hmm. It's got that kind of Tim Burton.
Yep.
Even if it's not a Tim Burton film, there's still films that kind of take that gothic mixed with German expressionism,
kind of
mixed
twisted.
with
Yeah.
In 1988, when Beetlejuice came out,
There was nothing.
there
else.
was nothing like
No.
this. There
No.
was no, it's Tim Burton doing his thing
No.
again. So it was very, very interesting. And then the last thing I'll say, and we definitely have to get to our initial impressions here and actually start reviewing the film, is you were always
the best mom you ever had.
more likely, regardless of what you think of Beetlejuice, regardless of what I think of it.
Right.
Going into this, I feel like you were more positioned to enjoy this film than I was. Because...
That's interesting.
And it has nothing to do with like, oh, I'm a harder critic on films or anything like that. The original Beetlejuice came out when you were 19 years old.
Gosh, was I only 19?
You were 19 years old.
No, I couldn't have been.
Why? How old were you when you had me? 4 years later.
Well, okay.
So you were 19.
I guess so.
Which means you you know, you've been around for the 35 years that Beetlejuice has been around. You've been exposed to it for more years than I have.
Okay.
But you didn't grow up with it. Right? And there is a difference. There's a difference between, you know, I could go out and see a film tomorrow that I really like. Mm-hmm. But that film or franchise that they spin it into or whatever it is really unlikely to ever work its way into my absolute sacred circle of trust because I saw it in my 30s. Right? Or even the films that I saw when I was 16.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, good movies.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I might even love it. Might be one of my favorites. But it's not precious to me.
So you're saying at the age that you see a significant special movie, the age you are at makes a difference in how you carry that movie and how you see it.
I think
where you are in your life.
I think if you're raised on something, then it is more likely to be precious to you.
I hadn't thought about that.
So whereas I'm sure, and correct me if I'm wrong, because again, we didn't really talk about this before either of us went and saw the film.
We haven't discussed anything.
But I'm sure you went into this film excited to see it and curious to see the character again and, you know, just like open to whatever this film may be.
I think when you go to see a sequel of a movie that you loved, that you really, really enjoyed the first one.
And that's you? You're talking about yourself? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so Beetlejuice #1, loved it. I think when you go to a sequel, it's like taking that second piece of chocolate cake, right? The first one was delicious. So, of course, you want another slice.
You want another slice.
And it's going to be just as good.
Right. I went into this very, don't screw this up.
I'm surprised you didn't call Tim Burton and say, hey, dude.
Thought we had an understanding. No.
We need to talk.
No, I went into it with very high hopes, pretty low expectations. I didn't expect much. I didn't expect to like it.
Okay.
I didn't expect same way I felt when Ghostbusters film started hitting the screen again. Mm-hmm. Because again, I was in that. Now Ghostbusters came out a couple years earlier than Beetlejuice, and so a little bit more in your teenage years. You're getting a little younger, right. It's the same way. Look, I love. I thoroughly enjoy last couple of years. Brianna and I rewatched the Rocky movies. Mm-hmm. Or in some cases, watched them for the first time.
Because it's when you're older and you go through those.
You're like, yeah, this is good. Yeah,
it is different.
But in a lot of cases, I had watched those this time around for the first time. Like I'd seen Rocky 1, I think, but I hadn't seen Rocky 4, or I hadn't seen Rocky, and I was like, yeah, these are good. But I didn't grow up with this. I didn't watch this on repeat, whereas it came out when you were a kid. I
distinctly remember having, and I don't remember which movie, but I distinctly remember having a Rocky movie poster on my bedroom wall.
Yeah, Adrian. Yeah. Okay, so anyways.
You had to do it.
Initial impressions.
Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay. It's your podcast. Even though I'm your mother. That's okay, you go.
I didn't dislike this. Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't walk out going, I hated this.
Sure.
There were a lot of... in a weird, twisted, alternate reality where I would have been in the writer room, I would have suggested a lot of changes. There was a lot of things I think were done well, but I think in a lot of ways, this film shit the bed.
Like an old man.
like an old 600-year-old ghost. And so I don't dislike it, and I will talk about a lot of things that I enjoy. However, there are some things that I'm going to pick apart. And I think it would be a fair approximation to say that I was disappointed. And that I recognize that I'm unique in this, because not only is Beetlejuice currently dominating the box office right now, it is the top film
Is it?
of the year.
I haven't looked into any of that.
Yeah, so it's the top film of the year, and it has on Rotten Tomatoes a tomato meter score of 78 and an audience score of 82. And if you don't know how like what exactly that means, tomato meter is
means they liked it more than you did.
So tomato meter is the critics.
Yeah.
And audience is obviously the audience. And the 78 and 82%, like when you are giving a score for Rotten Tomatoes, you don't actually give a score. Rotten Tomatoes is a very binary decision.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes asks you, did you like it or did you not? And so what that means is 70% of the 285 critics that were asked said they like it. And 82% of the over 5,000 fans that have rated it have said they like it. And so, yeah. So I understand I'm in the minority here. Frankly, I don't understand all of the love that it's getting. But I don't know. Anyways, what was your initial impression?
Well, I think you and I are pretty much on the same page.
Oh, interesting.
I didn't hate it.
It's problematic.
I did go in with high expectations.
Okay.
I did go in for that second slice of chocolate cake. I went in for the exciting, energetic, chaotic dose of Beetlejuice that I got the first time. And I didn't come out with that.
No.
And I didn't hate it, but I don't think I'd watch it again.
I won't watch it again in the theater.
You might skim through it.
Yeah,
and I might do that.
When it comes out on streaming, or to rent or whatever, I will watch it again, because I think it deserves me. Now that the initial viewing is done,
I get what you're saying.
I think I should take a second look at it.
Yeah. And I probably will too, peruse it through on YouTube or something, look at those parts but overall, it damn.
Yeah. So you have, like, normally at this part of the show, I would take us in a direction and just go. But
where are we going?
You you have a shit ton of notes in front of you.
Well,
like,
I
you
came prepared.
Super prepped. And you also said you had trivia.
I have a trivia
so
question.
Maybe we should do that.
Do you want to do that?
Well, that's normally done earlier.
You weren't thinking I was going to do all this.
I am impressed.
It just shows I listen.
I am baffled.
Okay.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay, my trivia question for you, my dear son.
You hear that, Pete? If you're not gonna use that, then someone else will.
Absolutely, I love it. Okay, so this trivia question has to do with one of your favorite movies.
Oh, okay, so it's not Beetlejuice trivia.
No, it's not Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And I came up with it because
One of my favorite movies.
I came up with it because before this Beetlejuice movie, I hadn't given any thought to the amount of years in between an original movie and a sequel.
Right. So that's a big thing right now.
It is a big thing.
So we've gotten the new title of legacy sequels.
Okay.
Which are films that have come out many, many, many years after. So Ghostbusters has done it, and yeah, you're seeing all these franchises.
This Beetlejuice movie got me into looking into that, thinking about it.
Right. What other franchises have done it?
And how long is too long?
Right.
That's another conversation.
Interesting.
Does it depend? Does it depend on the movie, the characters?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it definitely makes a difference depending on the storyline and the people.
Right.
Right? Like, we know they didn't bring back Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin because they're ghosts and they can't age.
Well, I mean, they may have been reluctant to bring back Alec Baldwin for other reasons.
I didn't want to say it.
But yeah, like even if the Rust shooting thing wasn't a thing, Gina Davis,
she has aged well.
She almost looks the same as she did.
And no offense to Mr. Baldwin.
No, but he's significantly, he would have to go through a dramatic
He'd have to be
physical
like
change.
The grandfather of his original character.
Yeah, it just doesn't work.
And that's just being realistic.
Yeah.
We all age.
Yeah.
We all change. So that's how I came up with this trivia question.
Okay.
I think you'll do well on it. You
All right.
you may already know it. It has to do with Mary Poppins.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. Which, of course, got a legacy sequel.
Absolutely. Okay. So, how many years after
Oh, shit.
did Mary Poppins Returns come out? And I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you 3 choices.
Okay.
41 years,
Okay.
52 years,
Okay.
or 60 years. Are you listening, Pete?
So Mary Poppins, the original,
Right.
came out just before Sound of Music. She was Mary Poppins before she was Maria, which I remember was a fact that surprised me because something about the black hair and her demeanor in Mary Poppins makes her seem older than Maria does. Maria seems like I think Maria's supposed to be like 17 or 18.
She's supposed to be a very young.
Very, very young.
Yeah.
Whereas Mary Poppins could be late 30s, early 40s even.
I would say so.
Um,
So 41 years,
and so that was in the 60s.
52 years, or 60 years.
And so Mary Poppins Returns came out in the last 5 years.
Did you see it, by the way?
Yeah, we did watch it.
Did you?
We didn't go to the theater. I think it was like around COVID-y
The
time.
Dick Van Dyke.
I love that Dick Van Dyke was in it playing the son of who he played.
And he did his dance.
And he did the dance.
That
and
man.
Yeah. This is a tangent, but there was behind the scenes stuff about how like the cast, not only was the cast and crew in awe the day, like jaws were just on the floor the day that he walked on set.
Can you
because it
imagine?
was just like, okay, royalty to what we are
Absolutely.
doing is here.
Absolutely.
But then also people who were like, he got up on that desk and
He
started
just-
dancing, and without giving a care in the world, and everyone else is like,
don't fall and
don't
break a hip.
please don't fall. Yeah. Okay, so Mary Poppins, the original, came out in the 60s. The new one came out in the last 5 years. Could have been 4 years ago. Could have been like 2019, 2020. think it was around COVID time, maybe just a little bit before. So 51. So it's not the 40 option. Whatever that is, it's not.
41 years?
Yeah,
it's not
so it's not 41.
years? Okay.
The other option's what, 52?
52?
Or 60?
Or 60.
I think it's 60, and I think it's 60 because, I think that's how the math works out. But I also think there a couple of these legacy sequels have come out at a very, like, Ghostbusters, the newer Ghostbusters film came out exactly 30 years after, like, it was around,
which is crazy.
It was a round number. And
you want to say why?
and I kind of think that this was also a round number. So I'm going to go with 60. I think it was 60 years later.
Meh.
No, it was 52?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what year? So it was late 60s then that Mary Poppins came out. Like 68, 7?
Oh, I didn't write that part down.
I can look it up now.
Google
that it doesn't matter. So Mary Poppins came out in 64.
That was before I was born.
And Mary Poppins Returns, it came out in 2018. 64, 2018. Yeah, that's 52.
There you go.
Okay.
And just fun facts. A few of the other ones.
That movie was also a letdown, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah.
Except for those few minutes when Dick Van Dyke was in it.
Except for that, right? And ultimately, that felt like a letdown to me only because...
See, that takes me back to it again.
I understand why she couldn't play Mary Poppins again, but she could have had a cameo. Like, she could have popped up somewhere.
Well, that's the thing. So how long is too long?
Right.
Right? Like, anyway, couple of the other ones just for interest's sake.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy Coming to America.
Yep.
The second one?
Yep.
33 years.
33.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Right. They just did.
Take a guess.
Since the first one?
Yeah.
Because there was 3 originally, right? I think there's Beverly Hills Cop 1, 2, and 3.
I believe there was. And then this last one was called...
Axel
Axel.
F. Axel F. Yeah. I'm going to say... I'm going to say 40 years since the first one.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, that one, because that came out, 2 years ago now? And so that's got to be... And Top Gun was 80s. So that's got to be... Was it 45 years?
36.
36. Okay, less than I thought.
Blade Runner.
Blade Runner. Ooh, Blade Runner 2049 is a couple of years old now. But Harrison Ford was young. 35?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, last one. Longest one. Fantasia.
Oh, God. So, obviously, Fantasia 2000 came out in the year 2000.
Yep.
But I think the original Fantasia may predate Snow White, which came out in 32 or something. Came out in the 30s. I'm going to say 70 years.
59.
59. Okay,
Which
so
is
much
still
less than I thought.
Pretty darn impressive.
Or not much less. 11 years. Okay, so getting into the film, let's talk about or start with what did they nail? What did they get right? And for me, it's 2 things. One is the bringing us back into the same world. So
Okay.
regardless of what I think of the story or the pacing or anything like that, it feels like the
We're
town.
back.
It feels like the town of Winter River. The house looks just the same way that it did. The town is still like they did an incredible job recreating this
The model.
world. The model,
Right.
It even the afterlife, right? The crooked hallway with all the different doors and stuff like that. It feels tonally, the world feels the same.
Right.
The other thing that I think that feels the same is some of, but not all of, the characters. So for me, Catherine O'Hara playing Delia Dietz, that felt the same to me.
Sure.
Like that just felt like it's her, but
She's
it's been
back.
35
Yeah.
years and she's still self-obsessed and neurotic. But it's her.
Right.
What worked for you? What felt right? What felt like, okay, we're back?
They did do great with the town. They did do great with the house, most especially the attic and the model. But I feel like there was I instantly noticed a change in the technology,
Yeah.
which for me made an instant gap, an
Yeah.
instant disconnect. And I was sitting there in the theater thinking, I can already tell that this film is going to be so much different than the original.
Right.
And it just made me feel disconnected.
Right.
So then I started thinking about the time thing. How long is too long? Did they wait too long? Is it possible to even do one that many years later with all the different technology
Right.
and not have it be different? Right?
Well, what I'm looking up is, because this was something I was thinking about, today, and something I think would have made it go a long way to feeling more like the original. I just want to see if I can find. Was Beetlejuice shot on? Oh, here we go. Technical. Yeah. See, so there's part of the problem for me.
Right.
Nowadays, things are more often than not shot on digital cameras.
Okay, yeah.
Now, there are some exceptions to that. There are people like Martin Scorsese who still like to use film because it gives it that... Because you can tell. You can tell the
yeah.
difference between something
Yeah.
shot on digital and something shot on film. Digital, a good example is we watched The Hobbit franchise,
Yep.
which was shot on digital. And the world feels clean and crisp and
True.
and almost artificial in a sense.
Absolutely.
And now we've watched the first Lord of the Rings film, which was shot on film. And yes, you have some film grain there, like it's not as clean of an image, but it feels gritty. It feels real. It feels like what we're used to seeing on film in the theater.
Yes.
And obviously, just because of the technology that didn't exist at the time, Beetlejuice, the original 1988, was shot on film. And so it has sort of a dirty, gritty, film grainy look to it, an unpolished look to it.
Imperfect
Yeah.
perfection.
Yes. That's a good way of putting it. This one was shot on digital. And I think
You can tell.
that if a film ever warranted getting film out and shooting it on
Going
film,
back
this
to-
might have been one of them.
Yeah.
Now, there's reasons to. Obviously, it's far, 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 far cheaper to shoot digital. You shoot a scene. At the end of the day, if 4 of the takes didn't work, you press delete and those clips are gone. You shoot film, it's baked into the film. Like, you're literally, every frame is baked onto the film, and then that film is gone, and then you buy more film.
Right.
And load it into the camera. And if that didn't work, the blooper, bloopers cost you money, not just time, but we're pissing through film trying to get the shot. And so obviously there's reasons not to shoot with film from a economic standpoint. But I think from an artistic integrity standpoint, sometimes it warrants it. Now, there's exceptions. Like, I don't know if you watched Top Gun Maverick.
I haven't. Not a Tom Cruise fan
Neither am I.
at all.
But Top Gun Maverick is spectacular.
That being said, even though I may not, if the guy walked in this room and said, "Let's sit down and have a glass of wine and talk," I'd say,
Go to hell.
maybe not that quite extreme, but
Okay.
I'd say, why don't you leave the wine and take off?
You hoser.
I do think he's an extraordinary actor.
Yeah. So let's. Normally, we would just list the things that didn't work. But for me, there's a bunch.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if we just attack them one at a time and kind of unpack some of the big issues.
There were a few.
There were a few. For me, Lydia was one of them.
Really? In what way?
Because the older that Winona Ryder gets, and I'm a big Winona Ryder fan.
Right.
Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands.
Yep.
Stranger Things. In the original Beetlejuice, Lydia feels like a very unique character that goes on, that has a character arc. And by the end of the film, when she's doing her possessed rendition of Jump in the Line,
Right.
she's almost shred a little bit of that gothic personality. She looks a little less.
She seemed happy.
She seemed happier. Now, that doesn't mean, again, it's been 35 years. Characters can regress. They change, whatever. She's an entirely different person 35 years
I
later.
think you're going down the same line I've been thinking.
But for me, and so, yeah, I think in the original Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder is great. Then she does Edward Scissorhands. She's a vastly different character. In Edward Scissorhands, she's a very, she has blonde hair for one, but she's a little more preppy. She's raised by run-of-the-mill suburban parents. Mom's an Avon lady.
Yeah.
Dad's part of a bowling league. God, that's a great film.
Perfect little town.
Perfect little town. In Beetlejuice, I didn't necessarily look at Lydia and go, this feels like the grown-up version of the character we saw in Beetlejuice. I looked at it and thought, this seems like Winona Ryder. Like,
Did you?
I don't know. It's like, this doesn't seem too dissimilar from who Winona Ryder is in Stranger Things. It doesn't seem too dissimilar from who Winona Ryder is in interviews. No, some of that is age. She's lost a lot of her vocal range. She now has a very, I don't know if I dare do an impression.
Do it.
But her voice now is very,
Is she a singer? Is that why you said that? Or
no. It just like
her voice has changed.
She has sort of she has a unique quality to her voice, in that she's kind of got this like not quite whiny, but a little bit weak sounding.
I found it very
crackle.
monotone.
Yeah. And that's who she is in interviews.
Okay.
Like, that is just middle-aged Winona Ryder.
Okay.
Or however, I think she's probably in her 50s now. She's
So
bizarre.
am I. And we call that middle age.
Yeah, well, you're not in your 50s, but
Yes, I am.
if you, at this point,
Love your denial.
If you crest 120, we're going to have a world of issues. So to me, her character just felt a little flat and painfully stupid. Because she, in this film, is getting hitched with Justin Theroux's character Rory.
What a loser.
Well, exactly. And it is made painfully clear right from the get, even before Rory discloses to Lydia that, I've never believed in your medium stuff, and I've never, I was just in it for the money. It's painfully obvious to the audience that this guy is the scum of the earth.
Absolutely.
And for some reason, level-headed, the only one who really makes a whole lot of sense, Lydia, from the first film, can't see past this schmo.
That's using her as a doormat.
And she's become such a weak character that she agrees to a wedding proposal at her father's wake. Like, it's just this weird. So unfortunately, Scream Queen, heartthrob, childhood, young adult, even sort of now gothic crush of mine, Winona Ryder, was just not as standout in this film as I wanted her to be. She just kind of seems
like a doormat.
A doormat as a mother, a doormat as a romantic partner, a doormat as a daughter, a doormat to everybody. Like, she's just jobbing to everybody else.
Even on her TV set.
Yes. Yeah.
That pissed me off.
What? That she's doing a show?
That she was a doormat. That they made her that way.
Yeah. So I didn't like that.
Because she was full of feist.
Yeah.
When in the first one.
Yeah.
Right?
This one's a big one for me.
Okay.
Really big sin.
Oh.
I felt like, well, no, let's deal with a couple other things first, because this is like the granddaddy. I didn't like, listen, my favorite composer of all time is Danny Elfman.
Okay.
He does all of the music for most of Tim Burton's films.
Yep.
He is the genius behind the Batman theme that we all think. There's been many Batman themes over the years, but the one that you all hear and think of, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, like, that's Danny Elfman. He is the genius behind the Simpsons theme song. That's him. Obviously, he did the Beetlejuice music.
Yep.
He did the Edward Scissorhands music. He did, like, he's just got this massive catalog that we attribute with creepy, but also deep and rich stuff. So I loved seeing him back, and I'm not opposed to change. And Brienne didn't even notice this change.
Okay.
But if you were to play the opening, like, because they almost recreate the opening credits, right? With the panning over the town, and then it turns into the model and stuff like that.
Right.
It's not the same version of the song.
I didn't notice.
It is not the same version. It is not just a re-recording of the same. It is a different arrangement.
Really?
Obviously heavily inspired by, draws from, recreates moments of the original.
But I wonder why.
Just to update it.
Try and
Just update it.
juice it up.
Yeah.
No play on words.
Juice it up.
Juice it up.
And
The juice is loose.
to me, I thought that was like just unnecessary. So I wasn't a fan of that. I did like, and I think this was they do a good job of explaining why the Maitlands aren't there. Right? Why Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin aren't there.
Yeah.
It's a quick throwaway line.
It was awful quick.
They found a loophole because in the original, it turns out that Adam and Barbara are their death sentence is 125 years. They're going to be stuck in that house for 125 years. It turns out they found a loophole and figured out how not to. The other big question going into it, and it was sort of answered for us in the trailer, but we didn't know the full extent of like, is this just going to be a one and done? How involved will the character actually be? But anyone, and this has been like annoyingly, and a lot of people have been calling these tabloid news services out for it, because right now, if you're panning Facebook, there'll be all these things that will say, Beetlejuice fans are shocked to find out the real reason why Charles Dietz was not, and everyone's commenting and goes, nope, because actual Beetlejuice fans have been aware of this for years. So none of us are shocked. But
Right.
the big question was, what the hell do you do about Jeffrey Jones?
Right.
Iconic actor. Right? And there's, I'm going to say some things here, but don't mistake what I'm saying for an endorsement of his character or behavior.
Okay.
Iconic actor.
Right.
Right? The principal in Ferris
Sometimes
Bueller.
you got to separate
Yeah. Like I say all the time.
somebody's acting abilities from, it's like Tom Cruise. Would I sit down and have a glass of wine with the guy? No.
Right.
Do
Well,
I appreciate his acting talent?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and the example that I use frequently, and I think it's even more on point, is Bill Cosby was a genius comedian. Yeah. Comedically, he was a genius.
Yes, he was.
Is a genius. I guess he's still living. Scum of the earth.
Beyond that, you kind of want to vomit.
Right. But genius. And so Jeffrey Jones, iconic 80s and 90s actor. Principal in Ferris Bueller. Obviously, Charles Dietz in Beetlejuice. The list goes on and on. In the early 2000s, gets busted with child porn and soliciting like a 14-year-old boy for pictures, I think. Couple years later, gets arrested again after he moves to Florida, fails to update the sex offender registry. Somehow, by the way, never does jail time. Gets a bunch of probation and stuff like that. But
didn't it all work out in the end? Because his whole shoulders and head are gone.
Well, and that's the thing, right?
Karma's a bitch.
So my question going into it was, like we see in the trailer, there's a funeral. They've killed Charles Dietz. That's how you explain that he's not there. What I didn't expect, though, like I thought that would be it.
Yeah.
Right? The fact that he's still in it, missing from like his midriff up, was genius.
Yeah.
That was really well done. I didn't mind the strange animation showing what happened to him, because even though we hadn't seen that type of animation in Beetlejuice before,
It's pretty gross.
we've seen claymation, we've seen all this, like it was on point for sort of the strange artistic filming styles of Beetlejuice.
It was.
So I liked that. Okay, the granddaddy. I feel like they...
Is this Beetlejuice?
It is
Is this what
Beetlejuice.
you're going to critique?
It is Beetlejuice.
Okay.
And I mean,
I'm
I
sitting down.
have other things to critique too.
I'm ready.
Like, unfortunately, I thought, like, Monica Bellucci is an incredible actress who played Dolores, Beetlejuice's wife. However,
I have a thing about that.
well, okay. So, what is your thing? Because my thing
Why
with
the
it
hell
is,
was she in there?
yeah. So, I think you could have cut that entire plot.
It didn't fit.
It didn't amount to anything.
Why was it in there?
Yeah, it doesn't amount to anything. And so that was unfortunate.
And I have another one that didn't fit.
Okay.
Willem Dafoe.
Yeah,
I didn't connect with that character.
I think
what the hell is this?
the Willem Dafoe thing makes it, at least it ties in, so
A
it
little
made
bit.
more sense to
More
me.
than the
But
Dolores
the
thing.
character still didn't work for me. No, it was a miss.
I didn't enjoy when he came on screen. I didn't get the whole ex-wife thing of Beetlejuice. It's
Yeah.
like, why?
I mean, it's a fun tie-in to the first one in the sense that when he goes to get the ring out of his pocket to give to Lydia, he has to pull the ring off of a severed finger and says,
She meant nothing.
She meant nothing to me, I swear. I would have loved to have seen more Danny DeVito. Because
That was like, what, a 10-second,
yeah, but it was perfect. Like, it was so good.
maybe 2 minutes, I guess.
He looked the part. He fit it. Like, to me, that was great.
Yeah, it was like they could have made it more than what they did.
Oh, we still haven't gotten to the granddaddy, but I keep thinking of these other things. Well, the other big thing is a storyline that I actually like. A lot of my beefs were, well, I wouldn't have put that in there, and I didn't want that, and I didn't want this. But the one thing that I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm into this, and then I felt robbed of because it disappears. It's just like, oh, okay, well, we're done with that now.
Yeah.
Is Jeremy. Is this boy who turns out to be a ghost who has murdered his parents and is now... And I'm like, I'm interested in this.
This could have been good.
This could have been so good. And now, the way that Beetlejuice gets rid of him as the ticket guy...
I love that.
And drops an F-bomb and does the whole... That was amazing. But the fact that was like the actual, that was it? That was the whole resolution of it?
That was like 10 seconds of epic Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was gone.
That was chaotic. But I wanted more to be, because the realization that, oh, he's a ghost.
Yeah.
I didn't see coming.
I didn't see it either, and I felt stupid.
And then the reveal that he's not who he says. Like, yes, he's a ghost, but he's also not who he says he is.
So then
he's murdered both of his parents.
Then you start thinking back to the couple scenes when you've seen the parents, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Never saw their faces.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And so that, I wish, was a bigger thing. I wish that was a bigger part of the plot, and it just wasn't. Okay, so Beetlejuice.
Do you want a Kleenex?
I think Michael Keaton looks amazing. He's aged. You can see the wrinkle marks.
Yeah.
You can see whatever. But he still looks...
He does.
He looked like Beetlejuice. He sounded like Beetlejuice. He did a lot of the movements and the head motions and whatever. His portrayal of the character was not my issue. My issue was...
Really?
the writing.
Okay.
Because he doesn't choose his own lines. There's a little bit ad-libbing, but he doesn't choose how his character is going to be used in the story. He just has to work with whatever the writers give to him and however he's directed. Mm-hmm. I felt like I felt like Tim Burton and the writers
We're on crack.
didn't understand what they had. Because in the first Beetlejuice, and we talked about this before either of us went to go see this new one.
Right.
Which was that in the first one, he's only in like 15 minutes of it.
Yes.
Now, he's actually...
But you wouldn't believe that.
No. Now, he's actually not in a ton of this one either.
He sure is not.
But, which I think is good. That was my preference.
Okay.
I don't
Okay.
overdo it.
Yeah.
But in the first film, we never see things through the lens of Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is always a threat.
Okay.
He's always, whether we get sucked into the model in the graveyard and Barbara and Adam first meet him and, and then he comes up out of the thing and he's causing all this trouble and he's chaotic and he's whatever, or he appears as a snake. We don't get to see him with his feet up, hanging out at his office with his secretary.
True.
And so to see Beetlejuice in a relaxed environment.
You like that?
I didn't.
No.
No. I didn't like that we had some of that curtain pulled back for us, that he in the first one is this chaotic, elusive, sparsely used threat, this trickster demon, to
Right.
put it in Lydia's words.
Right.
In this one, I feel like we spend too much time following Beetlejuice's story. Right? Like, the story, we never follow Beetlejuice's story in the first one. We're following the story of Lydia and of the Maitlands. And in this one, it's, we're there and we're hearing Beetlejuice sing a ballad about how he died, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're seeing Beetlejuice, at the office and he's frightened because, the ex is back and, all this
Soul
stuff.
sucker.
Soul, you can say that again, And to me, that was just, he didn't feel as chaotic. He didn't feel like a threat because he was, even though he never really was, he was sort of on our side for some of it, or we were on his side because we didn't want the ex-wife to catch up with him.
I always felt like he
want-
was kind of the bad guy that you wanted to trust.
In the first one?
In both, really, because Lydia went to him in this one for help.
Yeah, which I'm
Which
all
he did
for.
do.
I'm all for.
He did
I was
do.
all for the idea. So here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
There was a
You can't
moment.
steal my line.
There was a moment, and when I say that, I feel like they didn't realize what they had. 15, 20 minutes into this film, we've already seen him twice. We've seen his face twice. Hanging out at the office. It's kind of like a checking back in with Beetlejuice after all these years. Now he's in the office. Now he's whatever. And there was a moment when I realized, it's about half an hour or so into the film, when Astrid is going up to the attic for the first time. She's walking up the steps to the attic.
Right.
And there's a little bit of that, like, the music
yeah.
playing,
Yeah.
music starting to swell a little bit and stuff. And the thought popped into my head and I went, we shouldn't have seen him yet. The build, like, they didn't build to him at all. Mm-hmm. Right? It's like they didn't realize the commodity that the character is, that you don't need to give him to us right away, and you don't need to give him to us in the capacity that you have. Build up to him.
I feel 100% that they did not realize, acknowledge, or appreciate
what that character is.
Value of that character to everybody that bought a ticket for the movie.
Yeah. It's like, 5 minutes in, it's like, oh, you're here for Beetlejuice? Well, here he is. No. Give us that, like, Astrid goes up to we're halfway through the film. Astrid goes up to the attic. We haven't seen him yet. Maybe she doesn't even see him there, right? But maybe after she leaves the attic, she finds the creepy flyer. Mm-hmm. She goes to say his name 3 times. Lydia stops him from doing it. They leave the attic, and then we see something stirring in the model.
Right.
Right? Let that, oh shit,
build.
Here he comes. Whereas, because Lydia was going through that.
Yes.
Lydia was going through I think he might be back, or he's still lurking around.
She was having visions.
But us as the audience don't get to go on that journey with her because we've already seen him a couple of times.
Yeah.
In a lighthearted, non-mischievous, non-threatening, non-evil kind of, just slimy and scummy the way he always is, but not threatening. Like, oh, he's there. And that to me was a huge miss. And I was all for, like, the bare bones synopsis of this film. 100% for.
Okay.
Years later, Lydia has a daughter. Daughter, almost polar opposite from Lydia, doesn't buy into her mom's bullshit about ghosts and all of this stuff. By happenstance, is in town because her grandfather has passed away. Meets a boy. A boy who turns out to be a ghost. This stirs some of her, oh shit, maybe this is real.
Maybe mom knows what she's talking about.
Boy tricks her into coming to the afterlife because of the father. She's blinded by the desire to see her departed father again. All of that stuff.
Absolutely.
100% on board. Lydia, reluctantly, the only thing that she knows how to do, now that she doesn't have Adam and Barbara, she doesn't have whatever, reluctantly has to call upon Beetlejuice to come and,
See, that's what I mean.
on paper, 100%. The actual big threat ends up being Jeremy.
Yeah.
Not
Beetlejuice.
And I'm 100% for the whole, like, all right, it's been 35 years, we got to get hitched, right? Like, I'm all for him trying to marry her again.
Baby.
Yeah, like, I'm all for the fact that it's been 35 years and he's still got a picture of teenage Lydia on his desk.
I know.
And I'm 100% for that.
But they killed it.
But they tried to jam too much into this with the whole Beetlejuice's wife thing was garbage. There's no reason for that to be in this film. Or make that the full focus of the film.
One or the other.
But it was neither. It was just
It was just like,
fluff.
what?
Yeah. It was 15 minutes of unnecessary fluff.
Yeah.
And that, to me, was the big disappointment. I even loved the fact that they had an actress there different actress, but an actress there playing Jane Butterfield Jr.
Exactly.
Who is now eager to sell the house.
Yeah.
Right? That it's just
I've already got people.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I can't wait to sell this property. And like, you can tell whoever that actress was watched the original Jane Butterfield and copied mannerisms.
Absolutely.
Because it felt like, oh yes, this is the daughter of that woman. Yeah. 100%. But that is my big issue with Beetlejuice. I also feel like, and it's yes, Michael Keaton is aged. I'm a huge Michael Keaton fanboy. He is the only Batman. Yes, he's aged, and whether this is he didn't try hard enough or he didn't do his homework hard enough, or if he did do everything to the best of his ability now that he's at the age that he's at, in which case this comes back to your question of how long is too long. But there's just not that, like, there's a couple of moments, fleeting lines or head jerks,
but it shouldn't for a ghost that's not supposed to age,
Yeah.
there shouldn't have been those feelings of,
He's older now.
yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, like I was saying, there's moments, there's these fleeting moments of head jerks.
Yeah.
Or,
Like,
you know,
if you're going to wait
whatevers.
that many years to do a sequel, you better either not shoot him close up,
Yeah.
which I felt they did too much of,
Right.
because I could see the age.
Yeah.
That made it unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, and especially now that we live in it, like, here's the thing. We live in an age where, especially with the makeup
Yep.
that they have on him.
Yep.
And I know the whole thing was let's cut down on, let's not do too much digital tinkering and CGI and stuff like that. They could have de-aged him.
Yes, they
They could have de-aged his
And I
face.
think-
And the makeup would have covered a world of hurt.
I think it would have
Made a difference.
benefited them.
Yeah.
It would have shoved them in the right direction.
But even with the face, there was, yeah, like I was saying twice now, Mom. There are some moments where it feels like him. There are moments where, whether it's a head jerk or it's a line that he says, or it's, and you go, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is.
Here we go.
Right? You know, especially his, like, when he'll snort laugh at himself, right? He'll say a line and he'll go, right? And you're like, oh, there he is.
There he is.
But then just as quickly you go, it's
gone again.
an old man doing a sad impression of Beetlejuice.
I felt like, here we go.
He just doesn't have the
And then
energy
it was
to do it.
gone.
Yeah, he doesn't have the energy to do it. And whether that was him not trying hard enough, maybe, or maybe he was doing it to the best of his ability and it's just been too long. He's just too old now. I don't know. But it didn't just feel like, oh, he's back.
So you didn't get your dose of Beetlejuice either.
No. And it's sad because
Are you gonna cry?
No. No. But it's sad because
It is sad.
it was the one thing that I think had Michael Keaton nailed the performance, and had the writers nailed the writing for him, had he been given the opportunity to really just recapture that lightning in a bottle from the first time, I think that would have done a lot of heavy lift. Like, I don't think I'd be here as upset or as focused on, well, why was Beetlejuice's wife a thing? Or why was, you know, because I'd be more like,
Yeah.
but when he was on screen,
Exactly.
it was so, I would just be fixated on how great that was.
Those little injections that didn't seem to fit. If you got your full fill of the real Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Yeah. I did love in the casting, something we breezed past though was Jenna Ortega as Astrid. Jenna Ortega, and I don't know how familiar you are with Jenna Ortega.
I wasn't. I did a little bit of research for today.
So she is
She had some kind of is she in a no, maybe it was the Jeremy guy
what?
who was in a TV series. Anyway, she does seem to be
What TV series?
the Jeremy guy. Was he in Dragon something?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, is he in like Game of Thrones? Is that what you're...
Thought it had the word dragon in it. Clearly that is not
the
in
girl
my
on the
notes.
train, Lady and the Tramp, Joker. I don't know. She, Jenna Ortega, is this generation's, like it's so poetically wonderful that she was playing Winona Ryder's daughter, because she is this generation's goth girl.
She's going.
She is Winona Ryder of this generation. She was a star of the 2 most recent Scream films.
Oh, okay.
She plays Wednesday Addams in Tim Burton's...
That is where I recognize her from.
So she plays Wednesday Addams in Tim Burton's Netflix Wednesday.
I got it.
Right. So she is...
She looked, and because I'm not out there for every new movie that comes out, but I I felt like she was familiar to me.
So she's
now
incredible.
that you say that, I get it.
And everyone that grew up with a crush on Winona Ryder is now has the hots for Jenna Ortega. Because she fits the bill on the creepy macabre, and she will continue to, like, they're working on season 2 of Wednesday.
Okay.
But assuming Tim Burton continues to make films, you know how there was a point in time where if there was a film and Tim Burton needed a female for it,
right,
it was going to be Helena Bonham Carter. Mm-hmm. Now the two got married and ended up divorcing, and so now she's not in his movies. But much like...
Funny how that happens.
But much like Johnny Depp was always going to be in the new Tim Burton film, Jenna Ortega will be that moving forward.
Okay.
She will be, 100%.
That's cool.
So I really liked her as Astrid.
It will be fun to watch and see where she goes.
Yeah, I really liked her as Astrid. Now, what are some of your... you have a lot of notes here.
I do.
What are you in for?
Well,
what have I not touched on that you would like to...
Quite a bit.
Okay. Hit me. Hit me with your best shot.
Fire away. I feel like, as I said, I went for a dose of Beetlejuice. I didn't get it. They should not. And I'm kind of bewildered at how they missed this. Somebody as an intelligent as Tim Burton and all those producers, if they know they're trying to portray a character that's not supposed to age, why did they show him as aged?
Right. As opposed to de-aging him, you mean?
De-aging him, showing him from a distance. I felt like
we get some real close-ups.
We do. And as soon as they did that, I'm like, oh, really? Like, at that point, you're treating your audience like they're stupid.
Right.
And I hate that.
Okay.
Like, I'm not stupid. If they had just gone a little further to portray Michael Keaton the way he was back then, and I get it, it's been 35, 36 years, whatever. Yeah. So do what you need to do to sell it.
Yeah.
That wasn't me. He didn't have half of the energy and the little piss-ass attitude and not even half as what he had in the first movie.
Right.
So again, we're going back to a guy that's not supposed to have aged, right? So why is he calmer now and more mellow?
Right.
If he hadn't aged. There are parts in the first Beetlejuice where he ad-libs, and oh my gosh, I laugh so hard. Like, it's just, and you know it's ad-libbed because...
Like Nice Effing Model?
Yes, that one. Like, I laugh so hard, and he grabs his crotch.
Yeah. Because in that, like, that was the 5th take or something, and the tree wasn't supposed to fall over.
So funny.
But for whatever reason, on that take, the tree did fall over, and he decided to just go with it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And I saw an interview where he said he didn't do as much ad-libbing with this one because he felt Tim Burton had nailed it with the dialogue. And I'm thinking, dude,
Yeah.
You should have.
Yeah.
Because it was like Beetlejuice on Valium. He was just calm. There were a couple points there that you touched on where I felt like, ooh, here we go. You know, he's getting ramped up.
Yeah.
And then boom, it was gone.
Yeah.
All in all, I felt like the movie should have been called Lydia's Life.
Right.
Not that I didn't enjoy seeing how Lydia moved on. I don't follow Winona Ryder, but I thought the first time I saw her on the screen the other night, I thought, what a beautiful woman.
Right.
She is really beautiful. I was pissed off by how they portrayed her as a doormat.
Yeah.
That did not coincide with the Lydia in the first movie.
Right.
I also felt that she should have expressed more emotion or feeling about Barbara and what's his name? Adam leaving. Because in the first movie, she was a depressed, suicidal teenager. And the only time we really saw her happy was when she came home from school and gave a report to the two ghosts.
Right.
Who loved her. And now they were gone. So maybe that's why she's now a doormat.
Right.
But I felt like that should have been acknowledged or explained.
Right.
Right? Like, Catherine O'Hara, I was never, like I saw her in
Home Alone.
Home Alone. Thought it was good, whatever. But she blew me away in Beetlejuice, the original. I thought, oh my gosh, what an incredible actress. Like, she was just phenomenal.
High energy.
High energy, really in the character.
Yeah.
In the character. And that's what does it for me. If you are the character. And again, going back to Michael Keaton, that's what was missing this time. In the first one, he was Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
This time, it felt like he was an older actor trying to recreate something he did 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And that's
not what we wanted.
That's not what we went for.
No.
That's not what they were selling. That's not what we paid our money for.
Our hard-earned dollars. Hoard? Our hard-earned
dollars.
Oh, wow. Wow. So that's where I come from.
Anyway, it missed so many of the check boxes.
Yeah.
Like I say, I don't think it should have been called Beetlejuice. It could have been called Life with Lydia or Life After Beetlejuice, or...
I mean, those are horrible titles.
They are horrible titles. Nobody would go.
No, but I get, you know.
But you get what I'm saying. It was... Yeah. Lydia was the main character. It was not Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
The soul-sucking ex-wife of Beetlejuice. What? Why was she in there? What was the purpose? I didn't get it.
Well, just to acknowledge that soul-sucking ex-wives are a thing.
I used to be one. Oh, gosh. You're saying nothing.
Hey.
The William Dafoe character, we touched on that briefly. I didn't really... I mean, I got it more than the Dolores character, but all in all, it was a miss for me. Just looking at my notes.
What about Bob?
Bob. Bob. I thought Bob was cute.
I thought Bob was cute. I was actually sad when Bob got killed off.
Bob got, I'm not going to say it.
Sucked dry.
You said it. I didn't.
Depleted of inner juices. Yeah. And see, and
Bob.
that was another thing too, is that, like, you know, there's a funny moment when,
Yes.
you know, all right, Bob, stand watch. Nobody gets through this door.
Yeah.
And then, of course, all the other shrunken heads get up and run out the door.
Yeah.
And then we see a couple of shots of them, like, in the real world wreaking havoc.
Yeah.
Right? Running amok
Yeah.
in general stores and whatever. What happens to that? There's no resolution to that. We don't see how
Exactly.
that concludes.
Exactly.
Do they get them back in the is this some stupid setup for Beetlejuice?
Oh,
like, what is...
I you know what? I hope they don't waste, like, don't you feel like enough is enough?
I do. Yeah, I mean...
And I hate to say that. A beloved movie, a beloved character, but it's done.
Yeah.
Don't you think it's done?
Here's the perfect, like, so this is going to be one of those irritating moments where we look at pictures on a audio platform. But so here's a shot of Beetlejuice from the film.
Okay.
He looks old.
Yes, he does.
And he's making a facial expression that is not really indicative of what feels like
No,
Beetlejuice. Like,
he
it
looks
doesn't
constipated.
doesn't have the attitude, doesn't... Same character,
Yeah.
same film,
Yep. See?
that feels like Beetlejuice.
Exactly.
Now, and part of it is it's not quite as close up. He's not as brightly lit.
Yeah.
And so he if you told someone that was a deleted scene from the 1988 Beetlejuice, you'd go, "Oh, I'd love to see that shot." You wouldn't go, "Nah, he looks a lot older there. It doesn't
Exactly.
look like him." Like, that feels the way he's supposed to look.
And that's what we went for.
Yeah.
The overall energy, like in the first movie, the Deo scene
Yeah.
at the table, even though
Brilliant.
exactly, and even though it was kind of scary, like,
When the hands come up
Yeah.
afterwards and grab their
Yeah.
faces and...
but wouldn't you have kind of wanted to been there? No, seriously,
right.
seriously.
As
If
a-
you had a few drinks, wouldn't you have been, shaking your booty at the Deo table?
Are you
and
talking about as opposed to the musical number at the wedding?
who would have wanted to be there? Not me.
Carl would be proud that you just hit the table.
I'm sorry,
It's
Carl.
I
realized right
he's
after
proud.
I did it.
He's proud. That's his MO.
My hands are folded back in my lap. I'm sitting on them.
Don't let it happen again.
Okay. No, but honestly, I had no desire through that cheesy, somewhat embarrassing, theatrical, musical church.
Yeah, and I mean, I get why they did it. Like, when the film ended, like, one of Brienne's critiques was, I don't understand what that was supposed to, like, that didn't make any sense to me. And I was like, it makes sense to me because we've been shown with the Deo scene that we've been shown that is a part of this world, is
Yes.
that musical numbers where the
You're not in control.
choreography and the lip syncing is
Yeah.
forced upon you, that is consistent with the antics of the way that this world and stuff like that works. But that doesn't mean it worked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it didn't. To me, it felt like an attempt at recreating that magical Deo moment.
Yeah.
And it felt it fell so short that it wasn't even worth mentioning. Like, it just was. I was sitting there watching it, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is going to be over soon because this is not good, and my popcorn's soggy, and my ass is sore from sitting here, and
Yeah.
my root beer is gone.
Yeah.
So I was disappointed. I felt like, as I said, we went for a dose of the good old Beetlejuice. We did not get it.
Right.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice needs to hang up his suit.
God, what a good suit, though.
It was a great suit. And when we want a dose of the good old Beetlejuice, we just need to bring up that first movie
Yeah.
and revisit him that way. And when we want a good dose of Lydia, we'll bring up the second movie.
Here's the thing, and this is what worries me a little bit. I mean, would I welcome a third film? Yes.
No.
I would welcome it, but just because I'm a glutton
For punishment?
For like, I want more. Give me another one.
And
right?
you want it to succeed.
Yeah. What worries me is, like, but that doesn't mean I want one, right? Like, if you told me I was getting another one, I would go,
be shocked.
Okay, here we go. Wow. But here's the thing.
There's not a thing. I have the thing.
No.
I said the thing.
It has,
What?
it has a, again, you and I are crapping on this film. It has an 82%.
But in a gentle way.
No, yeah, well, they're fine.
It's not like a full-on
No.
brutal crap.
But it has 82% on Rotten Tomatoes. It had a big opening weekend financially. It's doing well financially. And so that's what, like, the only reason they wouldn't do another one is if Tim Burton or Michael Keaton decide they don't want to. Because they're not going to recast Michael Keaton.
No.
And I don't think they're going to make it without Tim. They might. Warner Brothers might.
Who else is that quirky?
Well, but Warner Brothers might not care.
Other
they'll
than
look
you.
they'll look at the money, and they'll look at the numbers, and they'll go, okay, let's do another one. Right?
I guess.
Like, if people liked it and it made money.
If the dollars are there,
Yeah.
They'll do it.
Because it's not show friends, it's show business.
Right.
And if something makes money, then...
and you and I will both go.
Yeah. And you know what? We might like a third one even better, because
Never know.
we will go in with much lower expectations.
Realistic.
And then come out and go, oh, okay, that was better. Or I didn't dislike that one as much. Or whatever it is.
I just can't get past the fact that if you are doing a sequel to a movie that is based on an outrageous character,
Yeah.
the sequel damn well better be
Outrageous.
outrageous. And
Yeah.
it wasn't.
What did you think of, and this is an interesting thing, because Brianne and I disagreed on this. What did you think of, because we get to see him twice, once during the film, and then once right at the end in sort of like a odd dream sequence thing. What did you think about, let's call him Baby Juice?
I thought that was just like dumb.
Because we get Baby Juice like during the first time that Lydia sees Beetlejuice again. She
Yeah.
like instantly becomes
Yeah.
pregnant, and then Baby Juice comes out
I
of her.
thought it was okay the first time in the office.
Because that felt chaotic. That is a lightning paced, that interaction where he's like, all right, welcome to therapy. And she goes, Beetlejuice. And he goes,
Yeah.
And then like puts the stitching in her mouth, and then he gets up and he's like, you gotta spill your guts. Okay,
Rory is
I'll go
just
first.
like having a stroke.
Yeah, he's like, I'll go first. And then out comes his guts. And then, he's like, you're a figment of my imagination. Really? Is this a figment of your imagination? And you get the from behind thing. And that felt lightning fast to me. And that felt
I liked
good.
I was okay with that one.
Yeah.
Because Beetlejuice was doing his thing.
Yes.
Right? His quirky, ugly, twisted magic.
Was on.
Yes.
He was showing up. And that's the reason why we shouldn't see, in the first one, we don't see Beetlejuice if he doesn't have an audience.
Okay.
We never see him without, the only time we see him without an audience is twice. Once is when he first discovers that the Maitlands are a thing, but you don't see his face. It's just from behind. He's sitting in his coffin with candles around, and he goes, better get a job, check the job postings. And he flips open to the obituaries, and he goes, oh, what do we have here? The Maitlands. They look dumb, right? And so that's good. And then the only other time is we see just his arms as he pulls a fly down into the using a.
Speaking of, sorry to interrupt.
No.
But that nod, that particular moment you just said.
Yep.
The fly.
Yep.
Was a nod. That was one of those brilliant moments in the first movie.
A nod to Gina Davis.
A nod to Gina Davis, and also the Fly movie. Where
Do you think it was?
It's down there, and absolutely.
Okay.
He goes,
relax.
No, I'm getting wound up. Yeah. And he goes, help me.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
That's undoubtedly that.
Yes. There was none of that brilliance in this one.
Yeah. No, you're right.
And another thing I wondered, not that I need swearing in a movie.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Why was there swearing in the first movie? They did not bleep out the F-bomb.
Right.
But they did this one. They didn't really bleep it.
So there is a full uncensored F-bomb in this. He says when Beetlejuice drops an F-bomb when he disposes of Jeremy through the trapdoor. He says something like, I believe it was so-and-so that said, you're effed.
Yeah,
right? And presses the button and the guy falls. The second one was bleeped at the wedding.
Kind of fudged out. It was kind of...
Well, so there's that one where...
Because he goes, what the
beep? No, it does beep.
Does it beep?
And then there's the other one where Delia is first shows up in the afterlife in the waiting room, and she goes, what the fell? Right? Like and here's the reason. Because a PG-13 rating allows you one F-bomb.
Really?
As soon as you have more than one F-bomb, you forfeit your PG-13 rating. So that's why
I did not know
they
that.
created... So I thought it was funny. I got a kick out of the fact that the second one was beeped because it felt like a Beetlejuice antic. It felt to me like everyone else in the room within the film also heard the censoring.
He's just... For me, and I get the rating. I get what you're saying, and I understand. But for me, he's just such a foul-mouthed little...
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what? P-R-I-C-K.
Yeah.
That it makes...
You say prick.
Prick? It makes sense that he would be grabbing his crotch and saying nice effing...
Yeah.
You know.
So real quick, back to the baby juice thing.
Yeah.
In that end sequence, the dream sequence where Astrid gives birth to baby juice in the delivery room, and there's blood everywhere, and the baby juice is crawling on the ceiling.
That lost me.
So here's the thing.
Again, stealing my line.
It's mine.
No.
It didn't make sense to me what that was supposed to be, aside from setting up that I don't think Beetlejuice is gone, right? The fact that that dream happens and then she wakes up from that and he's in bed next to her and then she wakes up from that. I don't think that's just like, I don't think the moral of that is we did get rid of him, but Lydia is now just a complete basket case and is going to be heavily medicated for the rest of her life. I think that's, he's not done tormenting her. But during that sequence, at the end of the film,
Yeah.
when I had been wildly disappointed.
Did you throw your popcorn?
No, during that sequence, although the sequence didn't make sense to me,
Right.
I remember thinking, I wish, like, as the baby's like crawling up the walls and it's a chaotic scene, I remember thinking to myself, because it feels sort of reminiscent of the snake, right? The banister turning into the snake.
Yeah.
It's Beetlejuice, but it's not Beetlejuice in his proper, like, human-esque form. I remember thinking to myself, I wish that more of the film had felt like this.
I had moments
I wish
like
it had
that.
been creepy
Yes.
and over the top like this, as opposed to, I wish it had been a combination of that, and I wish that the film felt like it came out 2 years later. I wish it felt like it came out in the 90s. I wish it felt like a 90s film with 90s sensibilities, and it didn't. It felt like a 2024
Instead of
film.
us sitting here trying to convince ourselves
that it wasn't as bad as...
that it wasn't so many 35 years later. And no, I got that.
Do you have anything else?
Oh, yeah.
Before we... Oh, okay. All right.
Well, I want to touch on the original choices Tim Burton had for the character of Beetlejuice.
Okay.
I think that's important
All right.
because all of those guys are dead.
All of which guys?
Okay.
Oh, like original people who were going to play.
So he originally wanted. Do you know this?
No, I may, like it may, as soon as you say it, I might go, oh yes, I knew that.
Sammy Davis Jr.
I did know that.
What do you think of that? Is it the glass eyeball?
It would have been wildly different.
No disrespect.
It would have been wildly different. Yeah, it would have been very different. And I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Right? Would have been wildly different.
See, and to be fair, if you had told me Michael Keaton was going to be this quirky, crazy little character, I would have said, what?
Right.
So, also, Sam Kinison. I could see that.
Yep.
I could see that. And one more. Dudley Moore.
Really?
Yes. So that right there, had any of those.
So here's the thing, though. If you look at Michael Keaton prior to Beetlejuice,
Right.
Mr. Mom, right? Some of his other roles. Like, it's easy to see him as Beetlejuice now because we've seen him as Beetlejuice.
Right.
But I don't know, pre-Beetlejuice, if you would look at Michael Keaton and the work that he had done up until that point and go, yeah, like
No.
crazy, demonic.
I never would have.
No.
No.
So we look at this list and we go, I don't know about that, but I don't know that the consensus would have been any different back then for Michael Keaton. Right. And the only reason that there was no backlash to the casting was there was no internet for people to like, unless you were reading it in a magazine, hearing it on the radio.
We couldn't have Google tell us what we should think.
Right. B, we didn't know the character of Beetlejuice. We didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So we couldn't
And Michael Keaton basically invented that character.
Oh, for sure.
If you watch the interview,
Yeah.
Tim Burton said, like, can you make this character?
Yeah.
And he did.
Yeah.
He made it.
Do you know what was interesting? This is a little bit of I just got to tell you this.
Okay.
This is a divergent from the Beetlejuice talk. But I was watching a thing on Mrs. Doubtfire the other day. Mm-hmm. And you know who the other person that was up for the role of 5-year-old, I guess her name's also Lydia. No, not Lydia. Lydia's the older sister. Who did Mara Wilson play? Oh, jeez. Lydia's the older sister.
Is it Emma?
No.
No.
This is Doubtfire. Her name is Natalie.
Natalie, that's it.
So Mara Wilson,
Yeah.
who is 5 years old, got the role. Mm-hmm. You know who almost got the role? Blake Lively, who at the time was also 5 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. So that was just kind of one of those, I'm like, I guess timeline-wise, age-wise, that makes sense. And I don't know what was stranger to me when I heard that, of like, that's how young Blake Lively is,
right.
Or that's how old Mara Wilson is now. Yeah. What else you got before we wrap this up?
Okay. Delia's statue.
Yes.
Do you know anything about that?
Which there are replicas of now, because it's at the school as well.
So you noticed that?
Yes.
See, I didn't pay much attention to that darn thing.
Because one's still outside of the farmhouse, or the house.
Right. One's at the school. And then, so I Googled it, and apparently during or prior to, either prior to or during the filming of Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
one of them was stolen.
One of the ones from the original,
Yes.
like a prop?
Yes, the prop.
Out of a warehouse.
150 pounds.
Holy shit.
Was stolen. And now you can buy them online. People are making them. And there is one, because it has 9, I don't know what you want to call them, arms.
Sure.
It sounds better than fingers. 9
Okay.
arms. Somebody is making them as an iPhone holder.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I thought that was cool, because I was watching the second movie and I thought, oh my gosh, there's that statue.
That's, yeah. It sounds like it's been found. Ladder thief, according to the police, occurred. The alleged bandit removed the lamppost from its base, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it sounds like it's been found, which is cool. But, yeah.
Okay, so are we talking about stuff that's coming out?
Stuff that's... Sure? Yeah. I mean, we got to wrap this episode up, but
we got to wrap it up.
Yeah,
We're going to wrap it up.
All right.
I just got to say.
Okay.
I saw a trailer.
Okay.
In the theater that blew my mind.
I'm trying to remember what trailers played before this. Wouldn't be Alien Romulus, because that's already out. Mm-hmm. Speak No Evil. The new James McAvoy creepy thriller film?
Mm-mm. No.
I don't know. What?
Joker?
Oh, Joker Folie à Deux? Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Have you seen the first one?
I haven't, and I have to.
Oh, come over.
Oh, I gotta say, I watched this trailer of Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix, and I thought to myself, This is what acting is.
The first one will astound you.
These people are so far into their characters. It was just, the trailer just blew me away.
Yeah. It's interesting because Joaquin Phoenix lost 52 pounds to play Joker.
It looks like maybe in this one he lost more. Like
Maybe.
bones are poking out.
Poking?
Poking.
It's the early, this film is a big deal because the first one was highly regarded.
Yeah.
First one's fantastic. Don't watch it without me.
Okay.
Come on over.
All right.
It was a big deal because this film's a big deal because the first one was made as a standalone film. It was never meant to get a sequel. We're not setting up a sequel. We're just doing one, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Then the first one was a huge smash success. It made, so on Rotten Tomatoes, it has where are we here? It has an 89% score.
Wow.
So people like. And Joker box office. So the Joker film was made with a budget of peanuts. It was made on a $55 million budget.
Which is nothing
Which
for
is
a movie.
Which is nothing.
Right.
It was made on a very small budget.
Right.
It brought in worldwide just over $1 billion.
Holy cow.
So not only was it a film that it's the most profitable film of all time. It hasn't made the most money of any film, but when you factor in how much it cost to make the film versus what it made, it was the biggest return
Right.
of any film ever.
Got it.
It also did that with an R rating, which means families
The
weren't going to see it. You
audience
weren't
is
taking your
limited.
kids. So what's interesting about this and kind of sad, and we'll see because it's coming out in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this goes. It's the first sequel Joaquin Phoenix has ever done. He doesn't do sequels.
He's kind of an intense guy.
Some critics have seen the film,
Yeah.
early viewings. The reviews are not great.
Really?
They're not great. And so I'm hoping that turns around because it will be soul crushing for a guy that doesn't do sequels but was talked into doing a sequel for a film that was never supposed to get a sequel because the first one was just perfect and let's not touch it. If the second one ends up being a mistake, it's going to damage.
Hard to say from a 2-minute trailer, but oh my goodness. What
Yeah.
I saw, I sold me on seeing it.
Yeah. All right. What else? You've got one more
That's
irritating thing written
Well-
down there.
Well, I'm just wondering.
What? What about it?
Lost in Translation.
Yeah, what about it?
I think maybe I should watch it.
Have you not seen it?
No.
No. Okay.
And then, because you're so one way and Pete's so the other.
Yeah. We've never reviewed it on the podcast.
Really?
Really?
Maybe I should watch it
Okay.
and then we should work something out
That one you can watch without me.
without you.
Yeah.
But you have seen it.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah.
Oh, God, yes.
I mean, I'd have to rewatch it, unfortunately, if we were going to review it.
Okay.
Because it was like 5 years ago that I watched it.
Maybe you like it now. Maybe you've mellowed.
It's hard to like a movie without a
I've
plot.
sat here for how long? I've had 2 lozenges and 3 glasses of wine, and
Yeah.
my voice is better.
It's better. Are you ready to rank this film on a scale of 0 to 10?
I am.
All right. So
You go first.
okay. Well, that's weird. I never go first.
Well, you go first. It's your podcast.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. At the end of the day, it's still Beetlejuice. I don't know that I would recommend it to anyone. Like I wouldn't say, oh, you got to see the new Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
But I also wouldn't, if someone said, oh, I haven't seen the new Beetlejuice yet, so I'm going to watch it tonight. I wouldn't tell anyone, don't waste your time.
Right.
Give it because maybe it works for you. Maybe
Exactly.
it's fine. It just didn't work for me. And it doesn't mean that the film isn't a valid follow-up. It doesn't mean that, that this isn't the film that they should have made. It just, for me, it wasn't what I was hoping it was going to be.
Yeah.
So 6 out of 10.
Okay. I'm not going to be quite as generous. I would give it a 5.
Okay. That's still middle of the road.
Yeah. And like you say,
take it or leave it.
That's for me. I expected a lot. I expected a lot from Tim Burton. I expected a lot from Michael Keaton. Just the, going from the baseline of what they had to work with.
Yeah.
Right? The original Beetlejuice, I feel they fell so far short of even, feeling like we visited that character again. I felt like I got ripped off as far as being with Beetlejuice again. I don't regret seeing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell anybody not to go. But as far as a true Beetlejuice experience, watch the first one.
Yeah. I have it, and a Beetlejuice film is the perfect candidate for a film that I would want to see in the theater more than once.
Yeah.
And I don't need to see it in the theater again.
No,
I will
me
watch
neither.
it again. I do need to see it again.
To pick apart parts. Yeah.
Well, and just to get okay, now that the anticipation and now that all of that is out of the way, let's give it a second try. Maybe it'll be a little bit more of a fair shake.
That. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what you watched this week? Is that a part of
I'll tell you.
Oh, sure.
It was crazy.
Okay.
I didn't feel well.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah. Well, you sound great now.
It was the wine.
Yeah. Sarcasm.
So I wanted some kind of no-brainer, feel-good, cheesy, empty-headed crap to watch, to kind of take my mind off how crappy I was feeling. So I was in bed with my banana popsicles and my Kleenex box.
Okay.
And I watched Adventures of the Wilderness Family. 1, 2, and 3.
I have no idea what that is.
Just don't bother. Just don't.
Adventures of the Wilderness, 1975?
Oh, it's so bad.
Oh, good Lord.
It's so bad.
Robert Logan Jr. No one is in this who I've ever heard of.
How many times can...
Oh, that's not true. Bruno the Bear.
How many times can the family dog chase off wolves, bobcats, and bears and not get a scratch?
Really? It's one of those?
It was so bad.
All right. Well,
But it got me through my cold.
I will bypass that then.
Yeah. Don't.
2 and 3, huh?
1, 2, and 3.
Yeah. That's
It was not a good week.
It's amazing that they made 3.
It was, dripping in cheese.
Ew.
There's something about, it was a well-intentioned movie, but when you're pulling people out of the river and literally 2 seconds later their clothes are dry.
Oh. Just lazy filmmaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lazy,
okay.
low budget kind of. Just watch it
Who's
when
that
you're
guy?
sick.
I've seen that guy in things.
What did you watch?
Nothing, because you were sick. And so we were supposed to watch the Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers.
Yes,
And you flaked.
I did.
You flaked.
I didn't want to spread the germ.
Yeah. Well, I'll probably get sick after tonight. So that'll be great.
So we will get our next movie in.
Yeah, so we and I can let you. I mean, this is an interesting thing to bring up on the podcast, I guess. But we'll pull back the curtain for you. Mm-hmm. The Two Towers, you can come over and watch anytime. Probably next week. The Return of the King, which is the longest flick, but also the finale.
Okay.
I think it's been determined that must be an evening watch.
All right.
Just because, and I don't know if the same is true for you, things are more emotional moments or intense moments or, whatever those may be in film seem to hit harder and carry more weight
in the
evening when it's proper dark and...
Why do you think people go on dates at night?
Well, because they have jobs.
Well, and because of what you just said.
Thank you so much for listening. Make sure you check out our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all listed below. Check out our Patreon, where for as little as $1.50 a month, you can support the show and get some fun perks in return. And check out our merch page. I don't have any merch about my mom, but...
I have no merch.
But that seems like...
That would be...
You and you alone would buy that.
Gross.
Like,
how would I have merch?
What do you mean?
I don't know.
Right, you just sell shirts that say Brady's mom.
I could do that.
Yeah, but that's I don't want that.
Okay.
I don't want to bump into someone in the street and they're wearing a shirt that says Brady's mom. They're like, what about her? Asshole. Thanks.
I've had the best time.
Thanks for joining.
Thank you for listening to me cough. I'm sorry about that.
No, you're not.
I'll be back. I hope. I wonder how long is it going to take you to have me back?
How many years did it take to get you on the first time? 5?
Too many.
Okay. I will have you back in at least half the time it took to have you on the first time.
Good grief.
What? I said at least half the time.
I'll be done menopause by then.